Rich is joining us now live from Cleveland. Rich, I'm hoping the weather's going to be fantastic for you guys. I've heard there might be some stuff going on there. What are we looking at?
Well, Dan, I've got, hey, guys.
Hey, Rich, what's happening, bud?
Hey, I'm hanging in there. I miss you guys. Is Del Tufo, is he actually working today?
No, he's off. When the boss is away, the boys will play.
Oh, my gosh. But I'm doing the mock draft show. DJ Daniel Jeremiah was on our show yesterday, and tonight is the mock draft at 8 Eastern time. But at 5 bells local time here in Ohio, we're getting a call from NFL Network production to see if we have to call an Omaha, an audible, and do the show from me and DJ in a radio booth in the stadium, and then Charles and Kurt Warner have to go to the Science Museum set that they've got set up because a lightning storm may hit the area right when we're going on the air.
Oh, boy.
It is an awful weather system coming into Ohio that definitely 100% chance of rain for the draft tomorrow. It is going to be a waterlogged first round. So I guess if you're all about hair, it's a good thing Trevor's not going to be here tomorrow, because it would be a very bad hair day for Trevor Lawrence based on the weather.
Well, the good news, Rich, is you're in the clear in that department. You know what I mean?
You know what, Dan? I know you got the dimples sitting in my chair and all that stuff, but a little respect.
That's true. Shouldn't ruffle the feathers of the man who is kind enough to have you fill in.
We're all about the brotherhood. We're all about the brotherhood. And again, out of all the studio hosts nominated for the Emmy this year, Rachel Nichols is the only one with hair. So the Brotherhood had a hell of a run. But yes, it's going to be a very nasty weather day, but it's still going to go down outside. They're all set to go. The commissioner will be here. I'm told that I'm interviewing him tomorrow in his green room, and they did, in fact, God bless the NFL, for the commissioner's green room, they did bring the same Barker Lounger chair from his basement that he did the draft in last year. So I'm told that that's what he'll be sitting in when I interview him tomorrow.
Oh, that's great.
So that'll be tomorrow.
Well, there certainly, Rich, it's the best reality show on television, and there are so many storylines, none more important and bigger than the quarterbacks, obviously. And there have been years, Rich, as you remember. I remember the Johnny Manziel draft, where there was a lack of quarterbacks, and all the pre-draft shows, we had to make sure that we got Johnny Manziel in there because that was a big storyline, as you know. That's not the issue this year. You'll be quarterback heavy in the top 10. We may see a draft like we've never seen before.
That is correct. And there's no doubt, like with, as you know, the phrase that pays on our show, with all due respect, which now allows me to be disrespectful. Anytime a defensive end or a left tackle is the top pick in the draft, you just cannot compare it with a draft that has a quarterback at the top, or 2 quarterbacks at the top, or in this case, 3 quarterbacks at the top, 1999 being the last time that happened. And there's never been 4 in a row. Interestingly enough, the Trey Lance is truly the choice of the 49ers, is gaining more steam since I've walked into the draft city, and Justin Fields as well. So we're hearing all about that. Everybody that I'm speaking to here believes Kyle Pitts is the choice for Atlanta, 4th overall. We're wondering how many defensive players will go in the top 10. Is essentially, I doubt that number even cracks, 2. I'd be stunned if 3 defensive players went in the top 10. There's only been one case of one defensive player going in the top 10. And that was 1969, the year I was born. And that one player was Mean Joe Green. So at least it was a Hall of Famer. And we may rival that tomorrow night. That may actually be a record that's tied tomorrow night.
Well, we know we're going to see another record that's tied in terms of quarterbacks going 1, 2, 3. You mentioned the last time that happened was 1999. It's only happened one other time in history, and that was 71. It was Jim Plunkett, Archie Manning, and Dan Pastorini. And then in 99, it was Couch McNabb and N'Keal Smith. And we talk about that 50-50 hit rate all the time. That's basically 50-50 right there. Those 6 guys, 3 of them were successful and 3 of them were not in the NFL. We saw a trade that just went down a short time ago. Teddy Bridgewater, because of Sam Darnold's presence in Carolina, traded to the Denver Broncos for a 6th-round pick. Your good buddy Adam Schefter tweeting after Tom Pelissero broke the story, by the way. Golf clap for Tom there on breaking that one. But Schefter tweeting that doesn't change Denver's approach in the draft. They could still potentially draft a QB at 9 or potentially even move up, right? That's another one.
I mean, yeah, that's true too. And to me, that sounds like insurance that all 5 quarterbacks could go. It's entirely possible. Like if you're Denver sitting there at 9 and Carolina is swearing they're going to take a quarterback at 8, and that to use the mantra that, hey, just because we acquired a quarterback doesn't mean we won't draft one. And then you've got Detroit sitting there at 7, and you're John Elway, and you think, I'm definitely going to get one of these 5 quarterbacks, and you wake up and you're like, uh-oh, I may not. Maybe that's one way to assure yourself of, I will at least go into the season with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. I will at least have a veteran that is going to push Drew Lock. I will at least have a veteran who's also a great human that will be in an excellent quarterback room for my team. I've got that in my back pocket. And also, if somebody drops or somebody can sit there at 9 or somebody does accept John Elway's trade offer, then he'll go get that guy, and then I guess via con Dios to Drew Lock. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are sitting around, with jobs nervous right now, and Sam Darnold could be one of them. I just don't see that. I don't know, man. I just see Carolina having so many needs. I could see them ruining your night, TJ. Well, not ruining, just upsetting your apple cart eye and then taking Surtain 8th overall. I could see that, where you've got Darnold and you've got, all the receivers named Moore, and you've got Robbie Anderson, and you've got Christian McCaffrey, and you've got Sam Darnold. Go get defensive help and go to work. So putting it all together, it makes sense that Denver grabs Bridgewater. They at least have somebody there in their quarterback room to either push, mentor, or supplant Drew Lock, and see what happens tomorrow night, and see what works.
You've been talking incessantly about the scenarios and the quarterbacks and the players. Let's peel back the curtain a little bit for those who are like me, who are fans of you, fans of the process, broadcasting the show, right? So it's draft day. Walk me through what Thursday is going to be like for Rich Eisen, who will be hosting all of the coverage, of course, on NFL Network. From the time you get up until you're out there sitting at the desk, wherever you're going to be, in a broadcast booth because it's raining, or the original plan?
Okay, it'll start with me popping awake way sooner than I really want to, because my children aren't here to ruin everything. And I say that with the ultimate of love.
Of course.
And the best dad ever sign. Did you keep that up there?
It's right here, brother. I want to be the best dad ever, too. Yeah, it's right here. We're good. We got it.
Dan, have you no shame? That's my son.
I know.
My son. I know. But you understand, like when you're on the road and your kids aren't here, and
it's
I'll pop
nice.
awake way too soon. So I'll be doing that. And then just, puttering around my hotel room because we're quarantined. I'll go, grab some free lunch, because that's what we do.
Of course.
And then I'll go over a whole bunch of notes that I probably won't use. Make sure that I have all the pronunciators down correct. Hope that it's not pouring rain.
Hey, pause for a minute. Pause for a minute, Rich, because that's such an important part of the game. Is you have to get these guys' names right. Are there a couple that are giving you a little trouble that you're going to make sure you enunciate very clearly?
No. No, and the problem is that my issue is that whenever it's always something that's difficult for me to pronounce, I just look at Brockman and make him do it.
No Brockman at the draft, though.
Chris, why don't I do this? Why don't I send Chris?
Yes.
Why don't I send Ryan Leaf, who's doing tomorrow's show, or Don Bowie, our producer, a list of names and see if you can pronounce them when it's time.
Oh, that's great.
That's a great segment.
On tomorrow's show.
Didn't we do that before?
What do you think? I don't mean to produce the show from afar, Chris.
No, this is a great segment. I mean, you're not going to be here for the Kentucky Derby post unveiling like we normally do.
Oh, that's always fun.
That is this weekend as well, but.
That is the birth of American Faroa, which, if I'm not mistaken, was our first Chicago draft show.
2015.
Back in the day.
2015.
Oh, baby. So, yeah, but that's, as you know, we've got a crack NFL Network research staff that can help me get hooked on phonics and spell everything out phonetically. So I'll be set to go. But in all honesty, tomorrow is just going to be just wishing it would start.
Yeah.
I mean, it is such an exciting night. Certainly since, it'll be a literal damper, but the rain, I'm sure, will not keep a lot of the crazy Browns fans out of the, by the way, special vaccinated area that there are for fans that are coming here. And so that there'll still be fans there, but it's, we missed it last year. There wasn't in person last year, and then we at NFL Network missed it last year. And we're all fired up. I mean, everybody that Dan, is just through the roof. We're jumping out of our skin. And it's an exciting draft. And all of those quarterbacks at the top, will push a lot of very talented players into the teams of this draft. So I will be just spending much of the day just going over notes one last time, calling into this show as well, doing whatever phone calls I also need to make to keep the charity run coffers going. And then I'll head over to the draft site probably around 4. The commissioner's stopping by around 5:30, or I'm finding him. And then we're on the air at 7. And then, Browns on the clock. The Jaguars on the clock at 8. And off we go. And then it's just, you take a deep breath, you inhale and you exhale right around Saturday afternoon, early evening.
I love it. And the Run Rich Run, great idea this year. Was that your idea to have all the legends come in and run with you, or do you want to give somebody else credit for that?
No, I will definitely share the credit with Mark Lowry, the entrepreneur, and who is now owning the Timberwolves soon. And he ran with Jerry Rice last year. He wanted to run against Jerry at the Combine, and as we walked off the field last year, he's like, I can get more people who can donate, and if you can get more players who want to run, we can make this bigger. And so when the Combine got canceled, it was like, now what? Right. The network still wanted to do it. I still wanted to do it. Mark Lowry still wanted to run. I'm like, if you can start kicking the tires on getting more of your donors, I'll get things started on the NFL front. Tracy Perlman from the NFL, who runs the NFL Legends community, and 7 more showed up, and 7 more of Mark Lowry's friends showed up, and we did it at SoFi 2 weeks ago, and you're beginning to see the footage that we're starting to tweet out, and you'll see the content of everybody's run on Saturday. The first cut of the piece, I'm seeing it later on today. I'm excited to see it. It'll all be out there. And over 1.5 million now. So I check that link every now and then too. So
fantastic.
NFL.com/RunRichRun, man.
Well, it is such a great thing you've been doing and continue to do. You're the only man in America who gets faster as you age, which is a credit to you and your training, your off the field work. Hey, Rich, have a great time, man. I'm glad that it's back to normal. Hopefully, you guys work out the weather situation. Whatever the case is going to be, everybody's going to be watching. There is no better team covering the NFL draft than your team of Daniel Jeremiah and Charles Davis and you and Kurt. Can't wait to watch it, man.
Thanks, brother, and thanks for doing the show today. I always appreciate when you do it, Dan. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. His 17th year covering the NFL draft.
How many is that for, Rich?
17 years.
17. 17.
I think he's gone. But what a run it has been, and it will continue to be for Rich Eisen.
Jason, did you hang up on Rich?
I did not. He hung up first.
That's all right.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.